Hey guys, what's up? Welcome back here to today's edition of Intuitive Angling. And man, I really appreciate you guys coming by the channel to check today's video out and spend some time with me. And I'm going to give you guys my first day competition report from here at Kentucky Lake. We had our first day of the Toyota Series tournament here. Going to give you a rundown how my day went and what my plan is for day 2 tomorrow. Also guys, before we get started, I want to just share a little story with you guys. Anybody out there that's fished Kentucky Lake here, you know how rough this place can get. This place can get rough as a dang cob. And we had a pretty hard north wind today and super rough out there. Guys, you didn't hear me talk about this before. I made about a 30-mile run in this Vexus 1980, guys. You just I cannot believe how smooth that boat is. Like, I've had 20 and 21 foot fiberglass boats, and this 19-foot aluminum Vexus is as smooth riding as any fiberglass boat I've ever had, man. So if you guys are looking for an aluminum rig, I'm going to put Branson, West Marine, a link in the description here. Give Jim or Robbie a call. Also guys, this boat, my boat right here, is going to be for sale coming up this summer. So anyone interested in buying it from Branson, West Marine, just give them a call, tell them you saw the video, probably get you set up with a good deal. And underneath it, it's silver, black, and red, the color of the boat is. So I think you guys will be really happy with it. And whoever gets it, guys, I'll take you guys out on Table Rock Lake and run you around personally and show you how to get going on it. So I really appreciate that. Link in the description to Branson, West Marine. Okay, guys, if you saw the pre-tournament stuff here, you know I didn't get a practice at all for this tournament. I had my schedules messed up, and Kim was out of town, and I had to watch the kids. So I drove down last night at 11 o'clock at night. I got here at 11 o'clock at night with no practice. And if you guys have not seen what's going on, Kentucky Lake has came up about, God, it must have come up 5 or 6 foot over the last week. They had a torrential rain here. The lake is muddy from pretty much one end to the other. I've never seen it this dirty ever since all the years that I fished here. Even like down on the dam area, there's only a couple inches of visibility, so dirty water. So anyway, my plan was I was just gonna go practicing. I did, like I said, had no practice, and the only thing that I knew, the lake was muddy and it was coming up. So that told me that I need to fish shallow. So I decided what I was gonna do is the water temperature, the first thing I looked at was the water temperature when I put it in. Water temperature was 60 degrees, which is a lot warmer than what I thought it would be. So I knew that the cold front that we had bluebird, post front, cold front day, north wind, typical cold front deal coming in today. I knew there'd probably some fish up shallow getting ready to spawn and some pre-spawners. So I started out, targeting those pre-spawn smallmouth, and basically got out there on a lot of the main lake points and started cranking, and caught a couple non-keepers right off the bat. And I wound up catching 2 keepers, 15-inch keepers here. Just cranking out, because I was cranking that Megabass S-Crank 1.2, and caught, just 2 nice keepers doing that, one largemouth and one smallmouth. And then I just started running that same type of deal. My partner caught a keeper, and I started catching some non-keepers, which was really weird out there, considering those pre-spawn areas. Most of the time when you get one out there, it's a big smallmouth or a largemouth. And I spent the next 3 or 4 hours, guys, and all I could catch was non-keepers. So decided to move up shallow and try that. So I moved up shallow and started flipping. There's really not enough water in the bushes right now, to catch them flipping. But I found one bush that was a little bit deeper, caught my 3rd keeper flipping. It was my best fish that I had. So I've got 3, and it's about probably noon or so like that. And I'm probably 30 miles from the takeoff, super windy. And I spent the rest of the time flipping, looking, for those fish to move up, shallow. And I never had another bite the rest of the day. As it turned out, I had 3 fish that weighed 6 pounds, 10 ounces, mired down in probably the lower end of the pack here, trying to figure out what I got to do tomorrow to catch a 20-pound bag to salvage this tournament and get a check. So, which I'll probably need 20 pounds tomorrow. So anyway, here's my analysis of the situation. I tell you that the thing that freaked me out more than anything else is now you got to understand here, guys, the water is coming up fast and it's muddy. You can see that far down in the water. Guys, after I started paying attention to it, I started seeing guys out in the middle of the bays, and I started watching them, guys. they were freaking spotlighting out there in that muddy water in the middle of the bays, catching them. I saw 3 different boats. I'm talking, guys, they're 200 yards off the bank, water visibility like this, catching, and they caught, you know, netted 3 fish, you know, every one of them staring down at their spotlighter. So it's just like, I just said to myself, I said, can we not ever escape that stupid thing? It's like, here it is, the lake's a mud pit, it's coming up fast, water's 60 degrees, and they're still out there catching them with forward-facing sonar. So you know, everything that I know about bass fishing, when you got rising water and you got muddy water, the fish move to the bank, which that's the way that I thought that I could do well fishing. But apparently there's a whole other group of fish out there that live in that muddy water when it rises, and they never come to the bank. So I saw that today, you know, pretty evident. So anyway, here's my plan to tomorrow. They shut the power generation off, I believe, this morning. So the lake is coming up pretty fast right now. It's like it's rising as we speak right now. And yesterday and today there was about, probably, I'm going to guess, about a foot or foot and a half of water in the bushes. And I anticipate, just from, you know, the flow coming in and everything, I think the water is going to come up about another foot. So I'm pulling out 2 flipping sticks tomorrow, guys. I'm going to be flipping bushes. If I don't catch them, great. If I catch 20 pounds, great. But I'm not gonna go out there 200 yards off the bank and, you know, fish out there. I'm gonna get up with that flipping stick and fish shallow. May catch them, may not. But one thing that I found out about this is, like, you know, when that water temperature is 60 degrees and the water's coming up and you got flooded bushes, you better be in the flooded bushes. Especially if the water isn't real high in them. That's the good thing about it. If the water gets super high and the water's muddy, they won't really use them. But when you have marginal water depth, like that water depth 3 foot or less with muddy water, it can be some really good fishing. So I'm gonna have 2 of my Blaukat throwback jigs on tomorrow. I'm gonna have 1 black and blue, 1 black and chartreuse, 25-pound test Seagar and Vizex, my Mega Bass flipping stick, and just gonna go at it, man, tomorrow. So I'll let you guys know how it was today, but very non-eventful day. Just really could not get anything going. It's like it was one of those days where I was comfortable where I was fishing. It's like I fished at a good pace. I really felt that I was in good water the whole time. And there was a few fish up there, but just not very many where I was fishing. So anyway, that's just part of tournament fishing, man. It's just, you get some of these tournaments go good, some of them's a grind, but it's a 2-day tournament, and, you know, doesn't count till you know, tomorrow afternoon as far as who's in the check line and who's not. So hopefully I'll go out and get about 22-23 pounds tomorrow with that flipping stick and get right back in it. So again, guys, really appreciate you tuning in. Definitely do not take that for granted, and regardless of how it goes tomorrow, I'll give you guys a full report, and hopefully you can learn something about me either making a big comeback or me sucking tomorrow, one of the two. So anyway, I hope you guys are well. We'll talk later.